I'm Norman Reedus. I may sound like a very dark voice right now, but I'm telling you right now, I'm Batman.
Okay. I'm not... Okay, don't worry. I'm gonna stop, because, that was too deep. I'm pretty sure I just cringed a lot of you out, so don't worry, I'm not gonna do that voice throughout the entire video. Although, come think of it, Norman Reedus would be good as a good Batman. But what I am gonna do, though, is to give you guys my quick thoughts of the 4th episode of The Walking Dead Season 11, titled Rendition. And again, major spoilers for this episode of The Walking Dead. If you have not kept up, do not watch this video any longer. If you're good, then
let's get into the episode.
So basically, just like episode 3, this episode takes place after the events of episode 2 with the attack of the Reapers. But this time, instead of Maggie, Negan and Gabriel, this episode focuses on our favourite Batman type crossbow hunter, Daryl. Yes, Daryl finally has his own episode to himself. This is basically a Daryl-centric episode, and he goes through a lot in this episode. After being attacked by the Reapers, he and his dog go off into the wild, but dog ends up getting lost, so Daryl has to go find them. But on the next day, while being attacked by Reapers, he realizes that one of the Reapers is an old flame from his past. Remember that one episode in Season 10 where we find out that Daryl had a relationship with a girl? Well, this girl is one of the Reapers, Leia. Leia has returned, and of course, being part of the Reapers, she's a bit more hard-headed to Daryl than she was before. So basically, Daryl is captured by Leia and the Reapers and taken to their secret base, which is pretty revealing, if you say to least. I was expecting these people to like hide very dark in the woods or something. I did not expect them to be in like a little like village cottage type place. But anyway, Leia tries to interrogate Daryl, but you can see in her eyes that she still does care about Daryl, and she just wants Daryl to reveal his secrets just so she can make sure that he's not killed or anything, because she still has a soft spot. But at the same time, the Reapers have been like her family to her, at least that's what she says, so she cannot disobey them. Especially with their leader, Pope, and I will get to Pope later on. But let's talk about Leia in this episode. Again, it is kind of good to see her back again, but she's a bit more mysterious, if to say the least, because we're not sure exactly why we should trust her or how we can trust her or something. But it's only when Daryl and Leia are having their scenes together that we learn more about her and we understand why she joined the Reapers and why she wants to stay with the Reapers. But let's talk about the most prominent aspect of this episode, Daryl himself. Now, like I said, this is a Daryl-centric episode, and he goes through a lot in this episode, like, a lot. Being captured by the Reapers, feeling like his dog is going against him, meets an old flame from his past, meets up with a member of Maggie's crew, gets tortured a bit. He ends up meeting his own arch nemesis near the end, and becoming part of the Reaper Society. Because basically, Daryl is a prisoner, and we see him, like, trying to take it all in, like, what exactly should I do? Should I trust Leia or should I not? I mean, obviously he wants to trust Leia, but by the look of his eyes, we see a bit of remorse from trust, because, like I said, we see one of the people from Maggie's group, they were captured by the Reapers, and instead of Daryl being like, oh my god, I can't believe someone is here, okay, we need to make our plan to escape, he's like, look, I don't know much about you people, I don't know about the Reapers, I don't know about your enemies, but I cannot give a damn about you, so keep your mouth shut. That was very gritty on Norman Reedus' behalf, because Norman Reedus is excellent in this episode, and again, one of the main parts of Daryl and Norman Reedus is his voice, his dark, growling voice. I'm telling you right now, if Warner Brothers was looking for a good Batman, you found him. He's right here. I mean, let's kick Robert Redford out. Let's put Norman Reedus in, because this is really Batman. This is the guy that we need to play Batman, because he has a very excellent voice for Batman, kind of close to the Christian Bale Batman. But I don't know why I'm talking about Batman. Let's just carry on with the episode. Leia and the Reapers are trying to decide what they should do with Daryl. Should they let him join the team, or should they get rid of him? So they end up putting him to task, as Leia and Daryl are put into this room where they trap them, and Leia is just like confused, like, hey, what are you doing? Wait, let me out! And then they end up setting the room on fire. Wow. They are really good. So Daryl is just in awesome fighting mode, trying to get out of the room. He ends up breaking the glass with his fist and carries Leia out of the building, where they end up being surrounded by a bunch of Reapers. As we find out that this is kind of a test to see how strong and determined Daryl really is, and Leia joins up with them. Now, this is very mysterious, because honestly, I'm not exactly sure if Leia knew that this was meant to be a test, or if she didn't know, but she was just joining with the Reapers because, again, she's a Reaper now, so she has to join with everything they say. You know, it seems a bit 50-50 and all that. But let's talk about one of the most excellent aspects of this episode, and that is the introduction of our new main villain, for now, Pope, the leader of the Reapers. I honestly found Pope very interesting as a villain, because he is out of his mind, because he has a bit of a religious view on the world a little bit, talking to Daryl about, oh, do you believe in God and all that? And he talks in a very smooth, calm, but still pretty gritty and dark way. He looks very calm for now, but we can tell that at any moment he could snap, just like Negan did in the past few episodes. In fact, honestly, I felt like Pope in this episode was kind of like a Negan Alpha, mushed together combination, because he does do things that those leaders do. I mean, they talk to their followers in a very dark way, like, yeah, I'm the boss around here. And when a character is steps out of line or doesn't fulfill the greatness that they want, that the leaders wanted, they're killing them, whether it be like with their hands or if they push them into like a fire or something. I felt like a lot of villains nowadays in The Walking Dead are trying to be like Negan. Like, Pope felt like he was trying to be like Negan. Of course, he's not like Negan, but he does do a few things that Negan kind of does. I mean, tell me him throwing that one Reaper into the fire doesn't remind you of the scene where Negan throws the Doctor into the fire in Season 7. I mean, doesn't that kind of seem a bit similar and all that? And plus, the fact that Pope accepts Daryl into the group is kind of like how Negan accepts Eugene into the group and all that. And speaking of that, I also felt like that the rivalry between Daryl and Pope was very interesting as well, because Daryl has a new main arch nemesis. After Joe in that group called the Claimers, Dwight, and this time we have Pope. Okay, can I cut back for a second? Daryl and Leia are kind of like Daryl and Dwight, because they meet up at first. They have a bit of like untrustworthy at first, but then they end up working together. But then the other person that Daryl meets joins another group and then becomes sort of their enemy. That was kind of like Daryl and Dwight. And back to Daryl and Pope, their rivalry is very interesting, and I want to see how their rivalry is going to go up. Like, we're going to see an epic fight between these two, and I don't really have much of a problem with it, although I will admit that this rivalry seems like it's trying to be like the relationship between Rick and Negan. But I don't know. Honestly, I know you guys shouldn't be like, oh, don't compare any villains to Negan, they're their own characters. I'm not trying to compare Pope to Negan, I'm not trying to compare him to the Governor, I'm not trying to compare him to Alpha and all that, although, come to think of it, I kind of did. But yes, I really should be judging this character based on his own merits, and judged by his own merits, I think he's very interesting a villain. I'm just saying that he does a few things that the past villains do. But anyway, back to the main storyline. Daryl and Pope then, like, have a little bit of a join forces, as Daryl is being accepted by the Reapers and is joining the Reapers group. But then, after seeing how Daryl managed to get someone out of a bad situation in a hurry, another Reaper trying to save this one guy, but he took forever to get this Reaper to Pope, so Pope felt disappointed, like, wow, I expected different from you. Okay, I think I'm gonna give you a little sunburn. Okay, see you later. And pushes that Reaper into the fire, and then we have Daryl join the Reapers. Basically, Daryl and Leia are just, like, looking at Pope in, like, woof. That was rough. And then the episode ends. Now, I don't think this episode is as good as the last two. Don't get me wrong, it's a good episode. I just feel like it's not as good as the past two because there's just a few things that makes it kind of downplay, that kind of lessens my interest just a tiny bit. But I still think it's a good episode. I just don't think it's as good as Atron Part 2 or Hunted. But, again, that's a good episode. I like seeing Daryl finally having his own solo episode again. And I think Leia might turn out interesting. I'm interested to see how Leia meets Carol in the show, because Daryl is the one who told Carol about Leia. So, I want to see Leia and Carol meet up and, like, wow, Daryl is such an awesome guy. And I cannot wait. Pope is a very interesting and awesome villain, because he is out of his mind, and it seems like the actor is having fun with his role. And I cannot wait to see the fist fight or rivalry between Daryl and Pope. So anyway, what do you think of this episode? Do you love it? Do you hate it? And do you feel like this episode reminds you so much of past episodes? Because I mentioned a few things, how Pope reminds me of Negan a lot, and Daryl and Leia kind of reminds me of Daryl and Dwight. But anyway, I've done reviewing movies, TV shows, doing videos,
and leaving the site known as Norman Readers, or aka the Filming Daniel. Till then, peace out, man.
Wow, they should turn that into a meme.